Welcome to my no bullshit Gunlance guide for Monster Hunter Wilds. The Gunlance combines huge firepower with incredible defense. It not only stabs and smashes monsters, but also covers them in huge explosions and can block the hardest hitting attacks. This weapon is for you if you like the lance but think it could use more explosions. You poke, you shoot, you poke again and then unleash a massive wyvern fire. Oh, and you have a massive shield to keep you safe. The downside, it's not the fastest weapon and you have to constantly manage your ammo. But once you master it, you will feel like a walking tank. Now, let's dive straight in. Before we check our base combos, let's take a look at our weapon-specific mechanic of the Gunlance. The ammo gauge in the top left corner, just below your sharpness indicator. It has 2 wyvern fire ammo, 1 wormstake ammo, and a few shells, depending on the shell type your weapon has. There are 3 types of shells on Gunlances. Normal shells have the most capacity, long shells have a longer reach and do more wormstake damage, and wide shells have the lowest capacity but do the biggest wyvern fire damage. There's also a shell strength indicator. It is either shown as slightly weak, normal, or slightly strong. This literally means what it says. You do more shell damage with slightly stronger shells. Your shooting attacks will deplete your ammo, and your default reload is performed by holding R2 and pressing circle or B. This will reload your normal and wormstake ammo. If you press the buttons after a shot, you will perform a quick reload, which only reloads your shells. The wyvern fire ammo is reloaded by attacks, but more on that later. Your basic triangle Y attack chain is a 4-piece combo that includes 2 thrusts, a wide sweep and a wormstake cannon attack. The wide sweep is very important for future combos and I will cover it in a bit. The wormstake blast pierces a shell into the monster, which does ticking damage and then explodes. It also consumes your wormstake ammo and your weapon gauge. If you hold your directional input and press triangle Y, you will take a step forward and perform a lunging up thrust that reaches high. From here you can either press triangle Y to continue your basic combo, press circle or B to keep shooting in the air, or press triangle and circle or Y and B together to perform an overhead smash into the ground. After the smash, you can press circle or B to perform a burst fire, unloading all your shells at once. Then you can press triangle or Y to follow up with a wide sweep like before. If you press triangle or Y directly after the smash, you will instantly perform it. Your circle or B attack shoots your shells until you're empty, and then you will quick reload. Whenever they are empty, circle or B will quick reload them. Keep in mind, the quick reload only reloads your shells, not your worm blast ammo. If you hold circle or B, you will charge up and shoot all your shots at the same time. While holding your directional input and pressing circle or B, you will shoot and move in that direction. This move is pretty good for repositioning. And if you hold your directional input and press triangle or Y after your shell shots, you will perform a moving wide sweep. Lastly, you can press triangle and circle or Y and B together to perform a stationary upward slash. From here, you can press circle or B to keep shooting in the air, or press triangle or Y to attack with an overhead smash. The smash can be followed up just like before into a burst fire or wide sweep again. Okay, you probably noticed a pattern here. The wide sweep is accessible from a variety of moves, but why is it so important? It allows us to perform the wormstake full blast combo, hitting the monster with 2 wormstake hits. After every side sweep, you can press triangle and circle or Y and B together to follow up with a cool looking wormstake full blast. If you press triangle and circle again, you will send another multi-wormstake full blast for huge damage. This is our bread and butter combo and can be accessed through every wide sweep. Lastly, you can press X or A to perform quick hops to dodge or reposition. This move is great for animation cancelling the big recovery times of your slower attacks. We covered our Gunlance so far, but we also have a huge shield. If you press R2, you will raise it to block incoming attacks. I will cover blocking in more detail later. While blocking, you can press triangle Y for a 3-hit guarded thrust combo that hits higher than your normal thrust. Or you can press circle to perform a reload. This one also reloads your wormstake ammo. But if you press triangle and circle or Y and B together while blocking, you will perform the signature move of the Gunlance, the wyvern fire. You charge up and then perform a huge explosion for big damage. Also, it consumes one of your wyvern ammo and your weapon gauge. To refill it fast, you need to attack the monster. The charged shelling fills up the fastest. When you jump off a ledge, you can press triangle Y for a basic thrust attack, or press circle B for a stylish aerial burst attack. But if you press R2, you will perform a jumping smash. This one is the most useful because we can combo it just like before into our other attacks. Alright, now that we covered the basics, let's go into more advanced stuff. First, let's take another look at blocking. When you block, you will be knocked back and will take chip damage. But if you block just before you get hit, you will perform a perfect block, negating most of the knockback and damage. From here, you can press triangle or Y to attack with an overhead smash. And you know what that means. Wide sweep into full blast into brrrr. Pressing R2 is not the only way for you to block. During certain moments, your shield will glow white, usually when it's in front of you. These points are called guard points. During them, you will block incoming attacks. One of your guard points is accessed by quick reloading or normal reloading. We can abuse the normal reload while pressing R2 and circle B for easy perfect blocks. Just hold your shield up and press circle when you're about to get hit to reload. Thanks to the guard point, you will perfectly block most of the time. Other guard points also happen during the full Worm Blast combo, giving you defense while mowing down the monster. Finally, blocking sometimes leads into the extreme cool looking clash animation. If that happens, spam triangle Y to push the monster back and then follow up with a big attack. Now, let's talk about the Wyvern Fire mechanics. By default, the charging time is quite long, but it will charge up much faster after every Wormstake blast or a previous Wyvern Fire itself. You can see the difference here. This allows us to perform 2 quick Wyvern blasts in a row after our Wormstake attacks. The full combo looks like this: Shell into a moving White Sweep, into a Wormstake full blast, into a multi-Wormstake full blast, into a Wyvern Fire, followed by another Wyvern Fire. The second one even gets more reach because of the knockback. This combo hits incredibly hard but takes a long time to execute, so use it on movement impaired monsters. Okay, now let's take a look at the new mechanic of Monster Hunter Wilds, the focus mode. While holding L2, you will enter it and you can aim your attacks. Pressing R1 will reload your Wormstake ammo and perform the focus strike Drake Auger. If you hit a wound, you will deal a lot of damage and break it. And because that's a Wormstake attack, you can follow up with a fast Wyvern Fire for a big boom. Alright, we know how to attack and defend. Now, how do we apply that in a real hunt? Here are some tips. First, positioning is everything. The Gunlance is a rather slow weapon that can feel clunky, so your positioning will be very important to have good damage uptime. Make sure to use your moving shell attacks and your hops to reposition yourself. Holding L2 down for the focus mode increases the reach of your non-shelling attacks. You can also do a big hop backwards if you hold backward and press X or A. If the monster is really far away, here's a big gap closing move. Hold your directional input and start with a lunging up thrust. Before it ends, press circle B for a shelling attack and follow up with a moving White Sweep. The distance you cover that way is huge. Next, learn to love the smash and the White Sweep. We can access both moves in a lot of ways and can always combo them into the Wormstake blast combos. If you have time, set the full multi-blast combo. If the monster is agile, send either just the first part after the sweep or the burst fire after the smash for quick damage. Then, when it's knocked down or immobile, nuke the living soul out of the monster with your long combo. And lastly, don't view your block as pure defense mechanic. Thanks to your shield, you can afford to always be in the monster's face without the fear of getting hit. Especially the reload into guard point trick allows for easy perfect blocks which can be followed up for big damage. Got questions? Drop a comment or ask me live on twitch.tv/NinoMMO. If this video helped, hit that subscribe button and consider supporting me directly on Patreon. It really helps me keep making these no bullshit guides. Want to know the best Gunlance armor skills? Check out this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.